what's going on, guys? Destructinator here, and today what I have for you guys is a brand new gameplay. This time what you guys are watching is some Advanced Warfare DNA bomb on Biolab TDM solo. This is actually my first DNA bomb, so I'm pretty proud of it. You know, I know, hold your applause, but yeah, first DNA bomb. It's with the BAL and the AK-12 overkill, and there's no attachments on either of those guns. So it's just about 4.5 minutes, so not too quick, not too slow, but the cool part is that I got it with no attachments, as well as no scavenger, because I just didn't have those perks or attachments for my guns. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay in the background, something a little bit different from the DNA bombs you guys have already been seeing so much of. But yeah, anyway, first thing I wanted to talk about in this video was basically it's a little tip, and it has to do with with the reason I was using the overkill in the video. A little tip for how to do well when you're at a lower level. So if you guys don't know, you unlock scavenger at level 35, and in this game you tend to run out of ammo extremely quickly. I know in the first week of launch there was a glitch that actually made you drop your entire magazine. I think they fixed it mostly, but it does still happen to me, and as such you run out of ammo really fast. So a lot of people were finding it extremely difficult to do well or go on long streaks, that kind of thing, without scavenger, just because it was a hard thing to do. So I was having that problem too, and one of my friends suggested to me was run overkill. And so overkill you unlock right at level 1, and it takes up a point, but usually I was against using overkill in previous Call of Duty games just because it was usually a really bad trade-off. So for example, in MW3 to use overkill you had to give up like quick draw or assassin or something like that, and those are two very good perks that you don't want really to give up for the sake of having another primary, especially since the secondaries were so good. However, in Advanced Warfare, excuse me, overkill is very good because you don't really have to trade anything for it. I mean, you have 13 different point slots in your class, and when you're a lower level, you usually don't have those filled completely up just because you don't have enough stuff to fill it all the way. So overkill is just right there for you to use, and you can sacrifice an exo ability or a grenade or two or a score streak, something like that for overkill. It is really worth it. So if you guys are having trouble with that, definitely try out overkill. I highly recommend it. Anyway, moving on to the second part of this video, what I want to talk about is my favorite parts of Advanced Warfare and some of my favorite things in the game. So the game's been out just about 2 weeks now, I'd say, and one of my favorite, the best part in my opinion about Advanced Warfare are the maps. And so before Advanced Warfare came out, I was extremely worried that the maps would just be awful, simply because of the fact that you can use the exo abilities to jump around and do all that kind of stuff. I thought the maps were going to be terrible because of all the huge verticality and all that stuff to the map. However, the maps actually play really well and fast-paced. So my issue was that I thought it was just going to be like a Ghosts all over again, where the maps were really slow and the game played it was so boring and no one liked it. So I was really worried that was going to happen again. But however it works out, maybe it's because you can move faster with the exo abilities or something like that. The fact that the maps are have multiple levels and are a little bit bigger doesn't seem to affect the flow of the game at all. It still keeps it fast and fresh, and that's awesome. Second thing I like also has to do with that is the exo ability itself, like the double jumping and the sprinting and stuff. It was a little bit weird to get used to at first, but it provides the game with a skill gap, which is something recent Call of Duties haven't really had. If you can use your exo ability or exosuit well, it will give you a huge advantage in a lot of different situations, whether you double jump or dash to the side to dodge somebody, that kind of thing. It's a really good mechanic in the game, and if you can master it, you will do exponentially better than you already are. So that is really, it's also really fun. It provides a different style of play than previous Call of Duties. You've never seen anything like this before. It's a little Halo-y, and I was a little worried that it would kind of be the just a worse version of Halo, but I think it isn't. I think it's honestly, it's really good. Sledgehammer did a very good job. I'm excited to see what kind of DLC and all that kind of stuff they'll drop in the future. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Just about to wrap up here. DNA bomb with the BAL AK-12, no attachments. My name is Destructinator. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to go subscribe to me down in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed. My name is Destructinator, and I'm out. Peace.